Tall drink of water. Tall drink of water.
He has a title.
Objectify the guest. His eyes are up here.
Batman.
Ask a tall drink of water. I don't care. It's Jimmy, and he brought the Batmobile. Did you bring the Batmobile?
I did bring the Batmobile.
All right.
We have a question about the Batmobile.
We got to get headphones for him so he can hear that I'm playing the Batman theme. Hold on. Here it is. Here it is.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
What is the question? Does it have hands-free phone?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we were going to call you. I'm like, I bet you it does not have the latest technology.
Yeah, it's from 1966.
So no, there's no hands-free.
Bluetooth.
No Bluetooth. It's got a car phone in it because it's a Batmobile, but there's a very long cord that spools out as you drive down the road. Batman decapitated some more people today with his phone. But
can I tell you a fun story about the Bat phone?
Yes.
So when George Barris was designing the Batmobile, he had the idea for the Bat phone, he had the cord for the Bat phone, and all this technology was revolutionary at the time. The GPS and all that stuff really was like kind of like first introduced in this Batmobile.
Yeah.
But he had no way of mounting it. He didn't know where to hang it. And he only had like 2 weeks to build this thing from like scratch all the way until the show was being shot. So he was taking a leak. He was trying to figure out what to do. He looked over and saw a toilet plunger. He literally pulled the stick out of the plunger, painted it red, and mounted the phone. So if you look on the Batmobile, it's just a plunger that the Bat phone is sitting in.
No way.
That's a toilet plunger.
Yep.
Wow. Now I don't want to ride in the Batmobile. It's covered in poop.
I want to ride in it
it's
more.
It's covered in poop.
Oh, it's not there anymore. It's how many years
particles.
ago? Yeah.
How many Batmobiles are there, though? You see around the world, people are like, oh, we have the Batmobile.
There's a ton of replicas. There's a company that does it full time. They'll just make you one of these. So the one I'm driving today is a replica. So there was one main one for the show. It was just built off of a concept car. So they couldn't really manufacture a bunch of them because there was only one made.
Yeah.
And then they made a couple more out of like 77 Lincoln body, like the big boat bodies for the replicas. But George Barris made 13 for like promotional purposes. So his studio made 13. So we have one of the George Barris Batmobiles
studio made
Volo,
Batmobiles
signed by Barris and Adam West.
But that's not the one that you drove here.
This
is your party
trust
Batmobile.
Me with that. Yeah.
Right.
This is like the frat boy. This is like the Tommy boy of the Batmobile.
The party one. Yeah, so many Batmobiles in the world, but we know where one of the real ones is sitting. So
right here at the G-spot.
No, this is the party one.
Oh,
this is one of the party ones. So, but Jimmy gets to drive around all sorts of other vehicles there at the Volo Museum.
I know, it's so cool.
And other things going on, including torturing yourself with cold water. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. It's 7:52.
Sunny and 90.
Here's the Red Hot Chili Peppers on WIIL Rock. I've been working with Leah for like 2 months, 3 months, 3 months. I don't know how long. In all that time, Jim is here from the Volo Museum. In all that time, she has never once offered me any of her food. You're here for like 3 minutes. She's like, and do you want some of my Buffalo Wild Wings?
She brought an extra
Would
fork.
you like Buffalo Wild Wings?
She brought an extra fork, so we like crossed arms and fed each other.
Yeah.
There was a
Then
moment.
I got a plate of spaghetti and one meatball out. And I'm like, oh my God, they're Lady and the Tramp thing right here. Well, they probably have the Lady and the Tramp mobile at the Volo Museum. So, and he's Lady and she's the Tramp in this situation.
Hey.
So anyway, so how many, like it used to just be the Volo Auto Museum, but now it's Volo Museum. I see what you've done with your marketing. I'm on to you.
We took the auto out a few years ago. It's been a car dealership. It still is. I think they sell about 1,200 classic cars a year. So
really, I didn't
it's still
know
a
that.
mess. It's one of the largest collector car dealerships in the country.
Huh.
It started there, and then they kind of just added a military museum, and then a Disney display, and then a carousel, and a
Cobbling it together
tractors,
as they go.
and yeah,
And they're like, there's too much non-auto stuff. Now we just got to drop auto because we're misnamed.
Yeah. Just it's technically all for the most part still mechanical stuff, so we call it mechanical marvels.
Okay.
But it's everything from boats and planes and trains and
Automobiles,
tractors and automobiles.
lions, tigers, bears, the whole.
Right.
Hats, brooches, pterodactyls. All right, got it.
What?
If you have questions, it's good. Just keep up.
Okay.
Text them in now to 815-283-0095. Studio, the keyword, followed by your questions about the Volo Museum. I've never been.
What?
Did you say hats, brooches, and
Pterodactyls, yeah. That's what.
That's what he gives away at remotes.
Yeah.
Technically, we have all three of those.
Okay. Right.
We have Jurassic Gardens, and then we have an antique mall that has hats and brooches.
Oh.
And pterodactyls? Oh,
and
the
pterodactyls
Jurassic
at the
Garden.
Jurassic
Yeah, yeah.
Gardens. Yeah.
You know, it's a line when we give away shirts at the 501 Club parties. And in all the years I've been saying this, I think I've been asked like one time what the hell I meant by it. Sometimes people go, I want the pterodactyl. And I'll be like, we already gave it away this one. You only get one per event.
Do you know why you
but
can't
most
hear a
people-
pterodactyl pee?
Why? Because there's no,
Go to the bathroom because the P is silent.
the P is silent,
Yeah.
petrodactyl. But do you know where the line is from?
No.
It's from a movie. It's from a movie.
Is it?
What movie?
It's from Airplane. You know how we give away hats?
Yes.
So I'll say we'll give away hats. That's where it comes from. And people are like, in the movie, in Airplane, the guy has a sheet of paper and he goes, what do you make of this? And the guy grabs it and he goes, you can make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl. He's doing origami.
That's right.
Origami. So anytime I say we're giving away hats,
I'm
I
so
can't help
disappointed.
myself. I automatically say and brooches and pterodactyls.
I thought you came
And
up with that.
One time a guy came up with me and went, Airplane. And I'm like,
Yes. Finally.
I've been making this joke for 30 years and you're the first person to get the joke, you know? Right?
That's one of the best movies. If you watch
Thank
it again,
you.
you'll still
Hey.
laugh the entire time.
Yeah, you like gladiator movies, Jimmy? There's Jim from the Volo Museum is here. We'll talk to him about gladiator movies and such coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Sunny and 90 today, overnight low around 60, and tomorrow it's going to be sunny and 90.
Because the P is silent.
64 in Highland Park, by the way, and 67 in Lake Barrington.
It's very good, by the way. Very good. 95 Will Rock, 95 second updated. Investigation ongoing after a shooting that left one dead in Waukegan. Police releasing few details, but say the incident took place Sunday at a Fountain Square area bowling alley. 21-year-old male, the victim of the shooting, pronounced dead at Vista East Hospital. No arrests so far. A Kenosha woman says she was just walking in the city and was shot in the leg. Didn't realize it right away, though. The woman reportedly told police she was walking on 52nd Street and found the bullet wound when she got home.
That's what we've come to is bullet wounds now
They don't phase people
right on
anymore.
level with mosquito bites. You're like, damn it. So who's got the Glock? Who did that?
Right.
Come
A
on.
few other
The
details
world we live in.
have been released. Will Rock Sports brought to you by Windy City Rooter. They drain your pipes, not your wallet. The Cubs win. White Sox did as well. Brewers lost. All three teams will be in action today. More baseball. The Kenosha Kingfish lose to Kalamazoo. They're on the road in Rockford.
And finally, I think you mentioned this yesterday. The Scripps National Spelling Bee is going
Yes.
on right now.
Yes. Eventually, for Ticket Tuesday, we're going to need you to come up with the words, and then we'll have people try and spell them to win.
So should I save this though? Because the finals are tomorrow.
Well, does it have words in it?
Yeah, it has words.
Oh, we can try a couple.
Okay,
or you can do
so
it.
Google Trends.
I'm not good at spelling.
No, neither am I.
When I sometimes when I spell, it's so bad that the spell check
Check doesn't even
doesn't
know what you're saying.
recognize it as
That's
a word.
every time I type diarrhea in
You
my
can't
phone.
do it. You can't- What is it correct to? What is it correct to? Two things. What is it correct to? And two, how often are you having to type diarrhea into
More
your
often
phone?
than I ever
I
thought.
don't know that I've ever typed diarrhea into my.
It's
You have a
always about
horrible
the
life. You have a horrible life.
It's not me, I swear, girls.
Okay.
I think it's what you're eating for breakfast.
Jim slowly slides away from you.
Listen, it's always the kids. It's like,
All right,
what's wrong with the
sure.
kids? And I'm like, they
Diarrhea.
got the diarrhea.
What does it autocorrect?
It doesn't autocorrect
recognize it at all.
It's so bad.
I can't spell restaurant. To this day, I
Yeah.
can't spell restaurant. And anytime I type the word, what is it? I don't even know. There's one word that I type in, and every time I type it in wrong, and I know I'm going to type it in. I can't remember it now.
They.
The story sucks. No, what is it? Monday or I don't know. I'll think of it.
Monday?
No, there's some word that every time
February is a
I'll
tricky
think of
one.
it. Anyway,
Marlboro?
do your the. It's cat. Yeah.
Google Trends revealed the top word that each state can't remember how to spell. They came up with them by looking at searches like how to spell blank.
Yeah, yeah.
So a few of them are kind of tough. Like in Michigan, it's shenanigans, and New Mexico, it's miscellaneous. But there are a lot of other words we should be able to spell.
Like Monday?
Yeah, like Monday.
No, listen, no, it's morning. Morning. I can't spell morning. I always leave the
N?
the N out. It always comes out morning. And I know when I'm typing it, I'm like, all right, you're going to type the word
You're
morning
gonna
now.
get it. You're gonna get it, Tommy.
Because I type it all the time because I'm on the Will Rock Morning Show. But according to me, I'm on the Will Rock Morning Show. And I'm like, here it comes. It's on the way. Don't forget the end. You got it this time.
buddy.
And I type it out and I'll be like, nailed it. And I'll look up at the screen. I'm like, damn it. I swear to God, I typed the end. I'm not kidding. The word mooring comes out of my keyboard more than any word
And you
in the
wear
world.
it on your shirt.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't get it right.
All
Yeah, it's all right. I could look down. It would say
Mhm.
Will Rock Mooring Show.
Mhm.
That's the shirt needs to be. So anyway, what's the words for Illinois and Wisconsin? You got
Well, no, they don't have those ones
Oh.
because we can't list
them? So
all
we're
50.
illiterate anyway.
Yeah,
we
we-
can't list all 50, and those hillbillies aren't going to get it.
So people in Kansas can't remember how to spell Tennessee.
Well, who would want to?
Can you?
TENNESSEY. I don't know. Is that
You were
right?
right on until
Yeah.
you need a second E.
All right. Yeah.
North Carolina can't spell awesome.
AWESOM.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Missouri can't spell February.
FEBRUARY.
That's a tricky one, though.
February.
February.
Who wrote we should have a month. What should we call it? February. Well,
I think it was February and they miswrote it.
They're
and then he was too proud
mispronounced, yeah.
to change it.
You
So
know,
he's like,
that's
nope.
it. There's just a letter thing going on.
It's a
You wouldn't
French thing.
understand.
Yeah.
It's
You're
from-
so uncultured.
You're not from Europe. You don't know.
I missed this because it says Arkansas and Illinois. They can't spell
What?
tomorrow.
TOMORROW.
Look at you.
Showing off.
Morning. MORING. More. Damn it! There it is again.
This weekend.
All right. Well, Tell me, you said you have the Beverly Hillbillies. Jim is here from the Volo Museum. You have the Beverly Hillbillies, the truck with the rocking chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the real legitimate one, or is
It's a
this
George
another-
Barris. It's from his. It's like one of those certified
He does all these
replicas,
replicas
for like
yeah.
promotional purposes.
Yeah, yeah, and they only made so many, and you have one of them at the Volo Museum.
Yeah.
Does that thing run? Because you drove the Batmobile.
That
here
one's
today.
horrible. That one's.
I gotta imagine
That one's
it's got
not
like
a made up
it's got
POS.
like
That is a genuine.
It's got like an 8
jalopy.
speed that you got a hard time finding the
Yeah,
gears
we've
and all
just
that.
pushed that one around.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So the Beverly Hillbillies getting pushed around at the Volo Museum. So sad. Jim is here, and there's other stuff besides the vehicles. But I don't know what we want to talk about. What's the most impressive? You have the Knight Rider car there.
The Knight Rider car is awesome.
What is
we have a
and you-
DeLorean, a
Yeah.
time machine DeLorean.
Yeah. How many of those are there?
They made 3 for the movie. Ours is a studio replica.
Okay.
About 70% of our cars are the hero cars, the screen use cars. It just happens that all the ones that we're talking
70%,
about are
yeah.
the replicas. But
All right.
but yeah, we have studio certified replicas, or a lot of times they'll make stunt cars, or they'll make a lot of movies make 6 versions of the car. So one will be for crashing,
Yeah.
one will be for jumping, one will be for blah, and then they'll have the hero car, which is the close-up scene. So that's the one where the interiors are really nice, and that's like the nice
you
one.
can see, yeah, that's what they shoot in the movie. I
Right.
was at a car place with my buddies from Harley Davidson, and they had Kevin Hart's car there that he just crashed or whatever, and they had a bunch of the Fast and the Furious cars, and they had cars that they were building for Fast and Furious that you couldn't take pictures of and stuff like that. It was like an NDA.
Oh, really?
And stuff like that. They had all
Cool.
these cars. It was very cool. That's like you guys have that. Like you have the Knight Rider car.
Yeah, and the Fast and the Furious. Actually, we're doing an event this weekend. It's a Mopar event. We have 4 of the most sought after Fast and Furious cars. The very first one, the black Charger from the very first movie. We have that hero car. We have the last car that Paul Walker was in before he died. They actually parachuted. It's a Subaru STI that they parachuted out of a plane. There was no CGI.
The car you have
We have it at the
was
Volo Museum.
shoved out of a plane.
Parachuted out
And
of a plane.
how did it do? Is it
It did
street
great.
worthy right now?
Yeah.
All right.
So we have that one, and we have 2 other ones. We have an Ice Charger. It's from Fast and Furious 8. That's the one that fought the nuclear submarine. So it's 700
Nuclear.
horsepower all-wheel drive. It shoots flames out of the back and the
It's
side.
700 horsepower all-wheel
All-wheel drive.
Does it really shoot flames?
Yeah, it really
That
shoots
was like
flames.
a movie thing. It
No,
actually
it's
shoots flames.
amazing.
Wow. And these things are there, and you go
And you can see them this weekend. We're going to have the Fast and Furious Chargers
Yeah.
and 2 of the Dukes of Hazzard Chargers. I have a story about those, maybe for the next segment.
Okay. Look at Jim.
Is that a
running the
teaser?
show
He
now.
could run
Yeah,
this.
coming
Yeah.
up. I'm out of here. I'll
Mhm.
see. Shh.
Bye.
All right. That was not. Thanks for fighting for me, Leah. It's Cornell Well Rock. Jim is here from the Volo Museum in Volo. More about that online at volocars.com. Is there another website now that's Volo Museum? Or
Volofun.com.
Volofun.com. But if you search Volo,
Either one will
Museum,
take you to the
pops
same
up.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I can't believe you've never been.
Yeah, isn't
That's
that weird?
almost insulting,
Isn't
actually.
that weird? That's
Yeah.
totally
It's
weird.
insulting.
Yeah. Never been to the Marsh Cheese Castle. Never been to Great America. I live in a
Stop.
rock in my basement, under it technically, but
Okay.
yeah. No, I just never been to the Volo Museum. I look forward
Jax
to
would
it.
love it.
Yeah, we need to go.
That's
I would
awesome.
love it. There's the
You-
Knight
yeah,
Rider
right,
car. It
right.
doesn't talk.
No,
If
it
you
doesn't
guys,
talk.
yeah, but does it have the light?
Yeah, it's got the whole dashboard inside. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. The guy who did the voice just died.
Yeah.
Right.
That's Mr. Feeney, right?
Yeah. Mr. Feeney.
What,
yeah,
Mr. Feeney died?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. More importantly, the voice of Kit.
Wait
the
a
Knight Rider
second.
car
Mr.
died
Feeney didn't die.
Recently.
Yeah.
No.
Computer, when did Mr. Feeney die?
From feeboxhouston.com.
Thank
Feeney, the 32-year-old award-winning journalist who
Okay, what was the
Jeez.
guy's name? Computer, who played Mr. Feeney? Computer, who played Mr. Feeney?
according to an Alexa Answers contributor,
Okay.
William David Daniels.
That's it.
Born
William
March
Daniels.
21st.
When did William David Daniels die? She was just
He's
about to tell
alive.
me anyway.
Here is what I found. As far as I know, William Daniels is alive.
Exactly.
He's alive.
I just killed Mr. Feeney.
He's
Oh,
alive.
no.
and you
How
wanna
old
know-
is he?
He's old. He's like 96.
Oh.
But
Michael, I think I broke my hip, Michael.
no, you want to know why I know he's still alive? This big like article about him and his wife came out, and they
Yeah.
used to be like swingers,
All right.
and it was very like
Did it-
rough on their marriage.
Did it mention Topanga?
No,
No,
there was
all
no.
right,
No,
okay.
she was too young for
Well, no,
him.
but later in life, Daniel Fishel, that name I know. That name I know. All right, Mr. Feeney's still alive. With
Mr. Feeney's
apologies
still
to his
alive.
family, didn't mean to kill him. If you want to pick somebody in the celebrity death pool, I would pick him. I think it just jinxed Mr. Feeney, right? It's 8:14. You got questions for Jimmy from the Volo Museum. He is here. We'll get those answered coming up in just a couple minutes. Will Rock Morning Show. Thanks to the Ray and Raymond Auto Group in Fox Lake and Antioch.
Sunny and 90 today. Overnight low around 60, and tomorrow it's going to be sunny and 90. It's 71 in Vernon Hills and 66 in Waukegan.
Jim drove the Batmobile here. Did you does it have air conditioning? It's 90
It's
today.
convertible.
Yeah, so it's wide open.
Yeah.
And you can't close it. Those bubbles don't close. No. Yeah.
The concept car, the bubble's closed.
Yeah.
But
Because
the
it
Batmobile
would
is
go
just open.
underwater, wouldn't
Right.
it? Or whatever. Yeah.
I've
So
got to
Right
go
on.
get a picture in that thing.
we're gonna ride it around. We're gonna ride it around, right?
Yeah.
How many
I'd love to
people
ride
can
it.
go in there?
Just
Well,
me. Only me.
Just Batman and Robin.
Yeah, sorry. Bad girl.
Oh man,
Sorry,
where does
Batgirl.
Catwoman go?
Like a sweet chaser, and you got to put the clothes on for it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Did it just get warmer in here? please don't. She cried last week with the guests.
Why do you have to bring that back up?
Well, you're a little crying. It was you crying. It was awkward with
did.
all of us. And,
Was it awkward?
and it was therapy.
How did the guests respond to this?
They wanted to give her therapy and a hug and some hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
Like
That's
it
what
was
she,
psychotherapist.
that's what she was there
Yeah.
for.
I might cry today because Jim's here and he's got the Batmobile here. Little Tommy's very excited about this.
Yeah, you guys just told me I couldn't ride in it though.
Well, there's only room for 2, and
I'm gonna be on the front of it. The hood. The
Yeah.
hood.
It's going to be a hard hood to hang on to. What is that front of the car called? That's a big word. The boot or the bonnet, I believe.
The bonnet.
The bonnet. I believe it's called the bonnet in the. Anyway, so and then you guys have one of the General Lees there.
We have the most authentic, generally in all of them. The
How
first
many
season,
are there General Lees?
generally speaking.
Yes. Try and
The,
keep up with
the
you.
first
So lame.
episode
Try
they
and
made,
keep up.
the first episode they shot in Georgia, they only made 5. 4 of those were crashed, and then they moved to California to make them a lot cheaper. We have the 6 remaining General Lee from the Georgia thing, so everything is
Did
hand
you
painted.
just say the 6th?
The 6th.
6th. You don't have
6th.
6 of them. You have 1 of them.
We have
This is the 6th authentic, real.
yeah,
This is the
it's
General
number
Lee.
6 ever made. It's
Tom
the most authentic,
Wopat and the other guy.
and all of them
uh,
signed it.
And
So
they're in it. Boss Hogg signed it.
Yep, it's
Enos,
all original pieces from 1978.
Cooter.
Yeah, all those guys,
Daisy.
Daisy, they all signed it too. It's amazing. So then, as the seasons progressed and they started jumping higher and doing more crazy tricks,
We're
as
more
the-
abusive to the cars.
they went up. I think almost 300 cars they went through, and there was actually a shortage. Their team had helicopters and they were flying over properties looking for
Yeah.
68 Charger or 69 Chargers to or
Just
68 Chargers.
Just spray paint them real quick and throw them down
And
on
basically,
a
they
ramp.
were
and-
doing that.
yeah. The push
Um,
cars, they don't put motors in them. They push them, and then they see what they'll do. Yeah.
And one of the mechanics that were helping make all these cars and go through all these cars had an idea. We've done all these stunts, we've done 2 wheels, we've done all the stuff, but we've never done a wheelie before. And
okay.
so they thought for the very last episode of the season, like the series finale, Bo and Luke could do this big wheelie and yeehaw off into the sunset, right?
Yeah.
So he went to the studio. The studio's like, that's awesome, let's do it. So he spent like a year putting this whole thing together. Most of the cars that do wheelies have the engine in the trunk just for the weight so that the front end can pop up.
Okay.
But they couldn't do that because it was the general release. So they put it in the back seat. And he spent like a year putting this thing together, finally got it to pop up. There's pictures of it, but there's never been video of it. There's just a couple pictures, and it didn't even have the 01 on it yet.
Isn't there video of it? Like it never made it into the show. They didn't.
So they brought it to the show, and the producer's like, let's test it out really quick, see how it goes. And then if everything works, let's shoot. So for some reason, he tweaked the brakes or something, and he couldn't get it to pop up.
Oh,
So the producer
embarrassing.
said, we're out. So that was the last episode of the season. And after that, he's like, well, now what do I do?
I have this wheelie popping
Yeah.
car.
The show was still big at the time, so he toured, but then he went through a divorce, and the wife's lawyer stole the car and sold it for $1,000 and
He
had a bill of
lost
sale
the General Lee into the divorce.
in the divorce. And then he had the title. So then this car disappeared for years. He tracked it down. He went to a car show that it was at with cops, got it back and said, this is my car. I have the title. Then the
That's
guy,
my General Lee.
the guy then couple years later, once the show or the car resurfaced, they got it back and stole it back. So it was this messy, crazy,
This one car has
long
had a more
story.
interesting life than all of us.
seriously. And then it
And
was
you guys have it from how?
so it sat for like 20 years. The mechanic passed away from diabetes, and his daughter reached out to us and said, hey,
You
would
guys
this be
want
something
this?
that you're interested in?
You're like, yeah, $5 maybe. I don't-
So we picked it up, and it runs on alcohol. This thing's a beast. So we pulled it out of a trailer, and I just took a little video as a teaser, like, hey, guess what we got? There's a massive cult following still for Dukes of Hazzard.
yeah.
So now we're going to do this Mopar show this Saturday. We're going to feature, it's called the Stand Up Lee. So it's just starting
Are you
it.
gonna do it?
We're going to,
Pop the wheelie?
we might pop the wheelie. We're going to start it, and then we'll see how it goes. It's
What?
not the safest thing, but it's
You
insane.
think? The alcohol burning wheelie popping car that's sat on, the
That's
shelf,
safe.
sat on the shelf for 2 decades.
But we're
John
gonna
Schneider
have-
and Tom Wopat are like, don't do it. Don't do it. Those guys still tours Bo and Luke
Yeah,
Duke and
yeah,
make
yeah.
money off of that. Have they been to the Volo Museum?
They have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the original generally that we have, all of them have signed it. So it's a pretty cool piece. But we're going to have the stand-up generally, the generally, and then the 2 Fast and Furious cars, the Ice Charger, that's 700 horsepower and all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And then the black one, all out. So we're going to do a Mopar car show. And then we're going to have the mechanics that worked on the generalies to come out, that worked on the stand-up Lee. The daughter of the mechanic that passed away from diabetes is going to come out.
That's her like fame thing. My dad was a mechanic on the General, but she's making an appearance on
She's
it.
making appearances.
This is her tertiary fame, and it's working. So Volo Museum, when is that?
This is this Saturday. It starts. We're going to unveil the car at noon. We got a Merle Haggard tribute band to play the song and do all the stuff. So it's going to be food trucks and all kinds of stuff.
When are you trying to trying to start the car in Papa Wheeler?
So we're gonna
Jim? Come watch Jim from Modern Day Romeos and the Volo Museum burst into flames.
We did when everyone left the museum yesterday. We tried it in the parking lot and we couldn't get it up. We have to do a couple tweaks.
Okay.
But there's never been video ever.
I wasn't going to go there.
There's pills for that. There's pills for that. Come out and see the General Lee on Viagra, the stand-up Lee. If your car's in the air for more than 4 hours, consult your mechanic. See their gasoline. I will rock. See what I did there? Gasoline. Jim is here from Volo Museum. They use gasoline there, right?
Nice.
Yeah. And alcohol, apparently, for the one General Lee. Come out, watch it blow up this Saturday. It's been good knowing you. It's been good. I was the officiant at his wedding.
I know.
The reason I got ordained to marry people was because he asked me to do that. And then I did 4 other weddings. So, yeah. His is the one where I didn't turn the paperwork in, so it's not legal. So he has an out if he wants.
It's a nice out.
You are welcome.
Thank you, buddy.
It's 8:27, Will Rock Morning Show. Tom and Leah coming up. We do have to do some housekeeping from yesterday, if you don't mind. Leah yesterday did the number one thing she learned this weekend, but it wasn't actually the number one thing she learned over the weekend. I found out after the show. There's a cooler thing that she learned, a better thing. And speaking of coolers, you brought a cooler. So, but there's the real number one thing you learned. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I don't know if I still don't know if I believe it. It was, and is it going to be past 8:30 that we're talking about it? Kids will be in
naughty.
school.
Yeah,
it's kind of naughty.
Yeah.
It's a little naughty.
What music do I need for it? Let's let that be our clue here.
I mean, we were getting it on.
Okay. All right.
Not you and I, but my husband.
No, I would probably remember that. I wasn't that high this
well, I
weekend.
said we.
Yeah.
But
no, I remember there was no, that wasn't you.
No.
Yeah, no, okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
coming up next, the Let's Get It On music and Leah's actual number one thing she learned this weekend. Very important.
It's
lesson.
important. It's an important lesson.
All right.
But
Leah?
I think I want, actually, I still have a question because I want to know who was right in this
We
situation.
explained the birds and the bees to Leah
Yes,
coming up
exactly.
next. That
Thank
is on
you.
the way. It is
It's about
8:28.
time. I was going to have another kid.
Yeah. I just thought
Just don't get
you
it.
only get pregnant from dirty toilet seats. I didn't know there was another way.
Sunny and 90 today. Overnight low around 60. And tomorrow, sunny and 90. It's 71 in Lake Villa and 64 in Winthrop Harbor.
95-second update. A man seriously injured in a cooking accident in Spring Grove Monday afternoon. Fox Lake fire officials say it appears a smoker blew up near the man, who then had to be airlifted to the hospital with burns. The victim of the incident not identified, and though the injuries were said to be serious, they are believed to be non-life-threatening. Major League Baseball is taking over broadcasts of San Diego Padres games beginning today after Diamond Sports missed a rights fees payment and let the grace period expire. Diamond Sports owns 19 networks under the Bally Sports banner. The Padres become the first team that Major League Baseball will take over production of its broadcasts. Will Rock Sports brought to you by the plumbers and steam fitters of Local 118. For higher pay and better benefits, go to ualocal118.com. Speaking of baseball, that's all the sports. Cubs, White Sox, they both won yesterday. Brewers lost. Cubs will take on the Rays. White Sox, the Angels. Brewers, the Blue Jays, the Kingfish lose to Kalamazoo. They're on the road starting today in Rockford.
And finally, have you ever went snorkeling before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gone snorkeling.
There are people that have not snorkeled.
Have you ever run? She asks me, Jim, for like the first day we're working together, she says to me, have you ever run? And I'm like, no, I'm just a gelatinous blob. I've never had both feet off the ground at once. What's it like? It looks like flying to me. Give me another Snickers. Ever run? I've ever snorkeled. Yes, I'm a certified scuba diver.
I didn't know that.
I know how to navigate,
Jeez.
navigationally dive. I can get places underwater. I've been on wrecks. I've been in caves and cenotes.
Okay, fancy man.
Yes, I've snorkeled. I've
And
never
I live
run-
in a mansion.
I've never run though because I'm a giant gelatinous Jabba the Hutt-esque blob.
I'm surprised they let
That's why-
you snorkel.
That's why I like to snorkel. I'm neutrally buoyant. I float. It's the only time my crushing weight doesn't hurt me.
One time I went snorkeling with Ryan and we brought.
Did he wear his hat?
He did
while
not wear his
snorkeling?
hat. No. Jim's always wearing a hat. Do you give him a hard time?
No, he's got me by 2 feet. He could
Okay.
crush me with one fell
True,
swoop.
true. But we went snorkeling
Don't
and
get me wrong, Ryan would beat me in a fight too. I just would put
mayhaps.
up
But I put a bag of cereal in his pocket, and I opened it up while we were underwater
Why?
to feed the fish.
Oh,
and the
God.
guy that was doing the snorkeling with us was like, "Lady, what did you just
What
do?"
the hell are you doing?
Like 300
8
fish
trillion
attacked
fish.
him.
Yeah,
But it was the
And it was
coolest thing
cereal in
ever.
his pocket. It was like a piranha attack.
It's got just shreds of a suit left.
Just biting at his crotchal region trying to get to Captain Crunch. That's why they call it Captain Crunch. So Jim, before we get on to more Volo Museum stuff, Leah didn't even get to the story that she started out. Have you ever snorkeled? There was an actual story,
There
a
was.
news story for that.
And
Can you
All right.
follow the?
probably not.
No,
Yeah.
it's not as good as Leah
No.
tries to kill her husband with a bag of Captain Crunch.
Well, now I know.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to bring the whole bag, just maybe
little
a
bit.
flake or
The
two.
snorkel guys will bring the stuff. They bring
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
he
You
was
don't
not
need to bring
happy
your
with
own.
me.
Right. You don't need to bring your own.
Yeah.
Don't bring your own.
Now I know.
All right. All right.
Did the Captain Crunch get like 10 times the size?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I mean, it was nothing. It was just mush in the water,
It
but
was-
the fish loved it.
But your husband's like, it's still tasty. He's just eating it underwater with the fish. When you dump that stuff out, we're in one of those scuba helmets and it becomes fish just descend and then you can't see water. It's only fish. You're like, this is how I die. Clownfish, killed by clownfish, 8,000
Sounds
clownfish.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Well,
People do
imagine
that
them
on vacation.
It's a Hitchcock movie.
swimming up your shorts.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's extra.
They were.
All
All right, am I
that's
going to
the
get to the
blowfish.
Do the
story?
story, do
Am
the
I gonna
story,
get to
do
the
the
story? Okay,
story.
so there was a man who was snorkeling, believe it or not. There is a reason I was talking
Okay.
about it. And he was forced to pry his head out of a crocodile's mouth recently. He was off the coast of Australia. So he's 51. His name's Marcus, if you care. And he says it became clear that he wasn't being attacked by a shark because that's what he originally thought it was. He said he realized it was a crocodile and he was able to lever its jaw open just enough to get his head out. However, the croc came back for more, bit his hand. It's when he fend off the creature.
This is
Like
no,
Chubbs
this is no
from
big
Happy Gilmore.
This is no big story to me. A guy that I went to high school with, Scott Lahodic, BHS class of '84.
Woo!
He in Florida. I'm in New Jersey, in Atlantic City for vacation. I turn on the national news and it goes, and Scott Lahodic from blah blah blah. I'm like, wait, what? There can't be that many Scott Lahodics in the world.
Right.
And then it goes into this guy and what happened to him. I'm like, that's a Scott Lahodic guy. His job is to go to the golf course and get the golf balls out of the water, whatever. And he's doing it. Got attacked by a gator.
Did he
or croc
die?
or what? No, it did the death roll, took him to the bottom,
Yeah,
rolled
yeah,
him
yeah.
around, and he just acted
he
dead.
survived.
He acted dead when it let him go. He swam away, crawled up out of the water, got himself back to the clubhouse, got an ambulance. He was in a hospital for a long time.
Well, I'd
but
have
he
to
was
imagine.
underwater in the death roll
Jeez.
with this thing in its mouth.
In its mouth.
Yeah. So your story means nothing to me. I got a friend that's
I knew a guy.
People from Burlington High School. We've all been attacked by a gator or a croc, So yeah, it's nothing to us. And also chocolate. Yay. But this guy, I mean, this is the story of your life. You never do anything more impressive than this. You just sit on the porch and
off
say,
a crocodile.
fought off a crocodile. You're
Mhm.
the baddest of the asses. Coming up, the real number one thing.
The real number one
Leah
thing.
learned this weekend, no crocodiles were harmed in the production of this program. The real number one thing Leah learned this weekend.
I don't even know where to start.
At the beginning.
I guess in the beginning. So when a
Yes.
man loves a woman.
When a daddy loves Jimmy, little Jimmy. Are you listening, little Jimmy? When a mommy loves the daddy very much, they do a special hug.
Mhm.
Okay. And and Jesus puts a baby in the mommy's tummy until the stork comes and gets it. Okay.
And then drops it off.
And that's where little boys and little girls come from. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So if anyone asks,
All right. That's
one
the
day you're going to have
basics.
to explain this to your kids.
That's the basics. All right. And
So we were loving each other, right?
you and
My husband.
just clarifying.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
yeah,
all right,
I wouldn't.
all right.
Okay. So
You're not stepping out.
no,
All right, all
not
right.
stepping out yet.
Yes. A threat.
And neither is he, I don't think. Again, yet, because I was like, all right, chop, chop. Because
Wanted him to get it done. Usually it's not chop chop.
Chop, chop.
Usually it's take your time.
most
do it.
most of the
Take your
time
time,
it's
do it
chop,
right.
chop.
Really?
We got places
It's
to be,
not
things
take your
to
time, do it right. I can-
Sometimes it depends which version you're doing.
Jimmy, what say
There's
you?
all
Chop
different
chop or
versions.
take your time, do it right.
I'm a chop guy.
Yeah,
There's
But I got stuff
versions.
to do.
but
There's
not by
versions.
but not by
Well, yeah,
choice. But
not by choice.
not by choice. Yeah. All right.
It just comes to 'em.
Yeah.
Rely on
Someone
personality.
comes to
That's it.
someone. Anyway, so you're like chop
Chop, chop, get it.
During the act, you're
Yeah.
telling him, "Let's get this done. Let's get this
Well,
over with."
here's
I
why
love
though.
you, baby. Let's get this over
Here's
with.
why.
Okay.
Because I look over and I see a cream. Okay.
Like some type of ointment?
Yes,
Cream?
an
All right,
ointment, because he went on a guy's vacation the weekend
Okay,
before,
And what
and
happened?
he brought back something that he has to use a cream for, and he didn't tell me that he brought this back.
What kind of guy's trip is this?
He got poison ivy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And he didn't tell me. So
Yeah.
while we're, making the passions, I'm looking over and I'm seeing this poison ivy cream. And all I can think is it possible for me to get poison ivy?
Yeah, can you get poison ivy from
I
from
don't
somebody
know.
because if you have it, it spreads, but I think it just spreads because you're itching it.
You itch it.
But I don't think you're exuding like poison ivy juice.
I think
or-
once
are
the
you?
oil is off of you, but how do I know if the oil's off of him
Well,
or not?
It's been a week.
Either
and a
way,
half.
it's all I
Sure.
could think about. So I needed to chop to be able to wash myself off because I was afraid it was going to get in my
Yeah.
orifices.
Okay.
So here's the question I propose to you.
All right.
Should he have told me that he has
You-
the poison ivy?
If you're having sex with someone, you're not only having sex with them, you're having sex with every plant they've come in contact with for the past 7 years. Do you have a peanut allergy? If you have a peanut allergy, no penis for you if you have the peanut allergy. Yeah. Should he have
told me?
you that he had
He
the
came home,
I don't
slept
think
in our bed.
it's not communicable. I don't think.
I don't know.
But you don't
I'm
know.
itching talking
you
about
can,
it,
we
you
have a
guys.
computer. Is poison ivy communicable? Let's see if she can get this.
The poison ivy rash is not contagious on its own,
Yeah.
as its blisters do not contain urushiol, which is the resin
There
that
you go.
leads to the rash.
Duh, urushiol.
However, if you come into contact with urushiol that is still on another person's body or clothing,
That's it.
or even a pet's fur, you may, in
So-
fact, catch poison ivy from them.
So
That's
did
a
he
dramatic
wash?
pause.
Did he wash his?
You may.
You may, in fact, explode and die. Human, we're coming for you. Did he wash his clothes? And it was a week between when he got home and when you guys
He
had
got
the
home.
coitus.
He got home Monday. Coitus was Saturday.
So 5 days.
Yeah.
Did he bathe in those
I
5
hope
days?
so, but he also takes cold showers.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you're only having sex once a week
If he's lucky.
if he's lucky, and it
It's a
has to be chop. I'd take cold showers too, Leah. Alex, I'll take things I never thought my coworker would say to me for 100, please. This phrase, I've never had a rash on my vagina and I don't want to start now, for 100, please.
You guys understand, right?
I don't have a vagina. I can't truly understand.
Have you ever had a rash down there?
Oh, let's unpack this.
I've had it.
There was hesitation.
I've had pain there, but not a rash.
But not a rash.
There've been
Okay.
a couple of things. The most recent was I tried to do porn nuts, which was a Duco thing,
Okay.
which is Nair on your to make it baby smooth. I did that, and then I slept that night with an ice pack on my crotch. So don't do that, boys.
Now we know.
Horrible.
Yeah, why would you do that?
So I can relate.
You willingly did that?
Duco did it and said it was the thing to do. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try the Duco thing. Porn nuts, not a good idea.
Not a good.
Yeah. But so you were worried that your husband during coitus was going to spread the
Poison ivy.
to your region.
Did I mention that there were extracurricular activities like the marijuanas and the drinking? Like I was under the influence while this was happening.
High this weekend, getting with a dude with a rash. What could possibly go? What great life decisions you've made. Wow, I'm
married him.
whacked out of my mind on booze and dope, and well, here's a guy with a rashy genitals.
It wasn't on his genitals.
The bar is low on impressing you, Leah. Wait, the rash is only around there? Oh yeah, we can do it. Let's have a tumble.
You got ointment, right?
Yeah, as long as you have ointment. Jim is here as a
Oh,
guest.
poor Jim. I'm so sorry.
Poor Tammy out in the sales
I
area.
know,
she's
she's
the one I had to come
probably
in.
like-
She's like, you were talking to my client about your genital rashes.
But it's like Jim's a friend of the show.
So it's okay to talk about where you have. Jim has the worst. Okay, I got to play the discretion thing. I'm gonna tell the story. Jim is, of course, part of Jim and Justin. They go on the Cabin Fever Getaway. How many years have you gone on the Cabin Fever Getaway?
I think 13.
Yeah, so they go on the Cabin Fever Getaway every year, and they do the musical entertainment and wacky stories. And
You're not going to tell me what I'm going to
program.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not about to tell the story. are you?
so they're
not okay.
there every year.
I do not.
Jim and
I
Justin are
do
there.
not consent.
Well, it's
To
too
the
late now.
story.
We've opened the door and we're walking through. So they go every year. And one year, Jim wasn't. It's not good to relive.
No, it's not.
We're on the Cabin Fever
What
Getaway.
happened?
He had. Was it because of vasectomy?
I got snipped.
He had a
Yeah.
vasectomy. We went on the trip, and Jim brought basketballs with him on the trip.
Just one.
one
Oh.
basketball.
Mm.
I thought it was both of them.
It was just one.
It was
This is
just
a
one.
sight you'll never unsee.
Oh, you saw
I
it?
don't want to talk about it.
It's
Like through the suit, or did he show you bare bones?
Let's go on. So when they tell you not to exert yourself after that procedure,
yeah.
You're
don't
really-
don't
do it.
exert yourself.
If you feel no pain, you
Yeah.
sit down and
Doesn't-
you wait.
You wait
Don't do
until you're
anything.
healed. And
It was
How
a
did you
hematoma.
walk?
what did you do? What
I had
did
to
you
wear a jock strap for like 6 months.
to support the basketball?
It was a hematoma, so it wasn't even like it was just like it goes away by itself.
So a
but they couldn't do
hematoma
anything.
is a fancy
Like a
word for a
bruise.
bruise.
Yeah,
It's basically
imagine-
like a
Imagine
hard
leaving
bruise.
the country and looking down in your swim trunks
Oh
and
my
going,
gosh.
I went to the
wow, let's
doctor-
play basketball.
And I legit asked them before the CFG trip. I'm like, if I go up in a plane, does this like
Does it explode?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was genuinely concerned.
Don't
about
go in a
that.
pressurized cabin. What the hell was that noise? I don't know. There's a guy in row 16
My
screaming.
water broke.
Screaming. So there you go.
Can I
So
talk
we
about
have-
I've
Volo
got-
Museum, please?
Yeah.
where do you
sorry.
work now, Jim? I don't even. All I know you is the giant testicle
Oh.
man. He's 8 feet tall. He's got basketball for testicles. He's like the
It's
Paul
normal.
Bunyan of the
I'm suffering.
the
whole
gonad
weekend.
world.
The very first Monday morning, the very first song that we play before we start doing our song of the day.
Yeah,
Do you want to play it?
I'll get it ready. I mean, so yeah. I mean,
It
because
was
everybody
so
knows what's going on.
cold-hearted.
Mhm.
Everybody knows what's going on with Jim, and as a broadcaster, you can't lay off of that. So
Zero compassion. Zero
I
compassion.
got it out of the way early for you, so you didn't have to talk about it anymore during the week. Everybody knew what was going on, and here's Jim from Modern Day Romeos and Jim and Justin. Yet Jim went on the cabin fever getaway. He didn't let that stop him.
Commitment.
He's a team player. So, like I was gonna say, you
That
guys,
is true. Thank you for at least
you're a
recognizing
team player.
that.
I wouldn't travel with that. I'd hide under my bed from myself. From the
I'd
ball
hide
monster.
under my own giant
I'd
testicle.
hide in the shade of my testicles in the eclipse that I caused. So, you have the Miami Vice car.
Yeah.
So
At Volo
the
Museum.
actual Miami Vice, they said it was like a Ferrari Daytona Spider, but it wasn't. It was like a Corvette or something.
It was based on a Corvette. It was a replica. They were so rare. This guy just made a couple, and it turned out so well. It was at like a dealership or something, or
Right.
some kind of
Wasn't the
shop.
actual one like supposed to be a Ferrari Daytona Spider?
Yeah.
Right?
And so they made like 3 of them, and he was invited all these high-end clients to come and check it out. And one of the guys was Grizzly Adams. And Grizzly Adams was
Dan
like,
Haggerty.
he was there, and he's like, hey, my friends are doing this new show called Miami Vice. This might be a really cool car for it. So then they got that car. Miami Vice is now using this car. The show takes off. It's huge. Ferrari realizes that these are replicas and not actual Ferraris, so they sue them. But because Ferrari was featured, their sales went through the roof. So then they're like, how about we just give you actual Ferrari Testarossas and you do that?
Trick them out.
We'll not sue you.
Yeah. So the
But
way
we have the car that was
you have
actually
the
used in the
actual
show.
one.
Yeah.
When's Ferrari gonna offer you a Ferrari?
That's what
You
I'm
know,
talking about.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can I borrow? Does that one drive?
Yeah.
Can I borrow that for the weekend?
That's got a car
Do you have
phone
any?
too, I think.
Do you have any shoes with no socks I can wear and a linen jacket, perhaps? More with Jim from the Volo Museum. Open every day of the week.
Every day. We actually, just for the first time ever, it was normally 10 to 5. Now it's 10 to 6 every day and 10 to 7 on Saturdays.
And you need those
all summer.
That extra hour, because I was talking about how I brought the kids there last summer. We were there all day, and they still wanted
You
to come
didn't
back
see
the next day. There was just
So if you go to the Rock and Roll Museum, you can go through the whole place in a day.
Yeah.
If you don't read anything,
Right,
You're just,
that's
there's,
it.
there's that, there's that. But if you stop and read one or two things, you're like, all right, we're not going to get to see everything. now.
Yeah. So that's
So it's
pretty
like-
much what we
So
did.
to see and truly enjoy the place, you suggest multiple visits.
I suggest getting a combo pass.
Oh, look
So a
at
combo pass.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
For
we're
a combo
plugging.
pass, it gets you access to everything, and you can come back the next day for free. So it's
Oh,
great
okay.
for
So you get
while
2
kids are on
days.
summer break.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and you can find out more at volocars.com or volofun.com.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's 8:56.
Sunny and 90 today. Tomorrow or tonight, it's going to get down to 60.
One of those times.
Well, and then tomorrow it's just the same exact day again. And I'm not complaining, but I may lose a bet with Tom and turn on my air.
We bet $5 who turns
yeah.
on the air first.
And it's
We'll
90
see.
degrees, and you're not going to
Yeah.
turn your air on.
I'm
Yeah.
not,
for $5.
but
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
in charge at my house. So
Yeah. You also live in a mansion. I feel like you have like a basement where it's cooler. I do not.
I do.
I do
Well,
not.
but
Mine's
I
like,
let's just
but
go
that's
hang
the-
out in my wine
but
cellar.
but listen, that's the servants' quarters, and I don't like to.
you don't want
I don't like
to.
to
Yeah,
step on
that's
their
where they
privacy.
stay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
72 in Volo and 71
I've
in
got-
Lake Forest.
Plus, I've got some small children making soccer balls down there with their tiny fingers, so
They work hard.
they make a nickel a soccer ball.
Wow, is that where you're going to get the $5 from?
Well, obviously, a nickel at a time.
A nickel at a time. 95 Will Rock, 95 second update. Leah mentioned the spelling bee earlier, the Scripps spelling bee. There's still 2 area people involved in that, by the way. One from Lake County. That's Daphne Gill. She's the Lake County representative,
Go,
an 8th grader
Daphne.
from Allen B. Shepherd
Yeah.
Middle School.
Can we get Daphne in on the show when she comes back?
Maybe. And,
who knows who Alan Shepard is? Anyone?
Daphne.
Anyone?
He's
an astronaut.
Don't give it away.
Oh, sorry.
You knew the
well,
answer
you
to
said
that?
Yeah.
anyone, and Tim
Yeah.
is anyone.
But I said who knows. I didn't
Oh,
say
you
say
didn't
the
wanna-
answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
He
apologies.
gets like
All right.
bit.
He gets excited. Yes, Alan Shepard was one of the original astronauts.
And Viskrit Kinnikar, I think I said his name right. He's the McHenry County rep, 7th grader from Cary Junior High
still
School.
Daphne.
Let's get those. Why? Oh, Lake County. Let's get those people in here.
Uh, Quarterfinals this morning, if they make it, semifinals this evening,
Yeah.
and then finals
I don't want to
tomorrow.
talk to them unless they win.
Wow.
Have you ever? Yeah, losers. A bunch of losers. Don't spell it. We'll work for them one day, but you don't want to. So,
I
have
lost
you
the
ever,
spelling bee.
You ever watch the Scripps spelling bee? You ever watch it?
No.
It's
It's
nerve-wracking.
militant and nerve-wracking. It's, can you use it in a sentence? What's the country of origin? You know, they're asking all these questions and whatever, and then they go into it one letter at a time, and you're like, you lost me by the 3rd letter.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
Never
like
saw that coming.
87 word for Ugandan xylophone or whatever, and it's not xylophone.
No.
It's just weird stuff.
Well, Rock Sports brought to you by Windy City Rooter. They drain your pipes, not your wallet. The Cubs will take on the Rays, looking for a sweep of the team with the best record in the majors so far. White Sox will play the Angels. Brewers take on the Blue Jays. The Kenosha Kingfish take on Rockford.
And finally, a man in Canada, he was arrested on Friday. Those Canadians, they're very friendly.
They are
up there.
super friendly
So when they
people.
commit a crime, it's like, what?
They're at least polite about it.
Yeah. Or it's not a big crime. This one, it was worth quite a bit of money. He was arrested while attempting to steal $2,100 worth of toothpaste from a grocery store.
Good hygiene.
Some minty fresh crime.
I was going to say, how bad are his teeth?
I don't know.
Right?
It doesn't, there's no picture. It says that they spotted the man running out of an emergency exit, and he had like, those little red wagons that you drag the kids around in.
Would it be a little red wagon? She's like,
He cracked the case.
You know those little red wagons? Yes, is it a little red wagon?
But you know what I'm
You're
talking
describing
about,
it like it has another name or something.
I think it does.
What
Like
are
a
they
radio
called? Those,
flyer.
Yes, thank you. Radio flyer.
That is a brand name.
Oh,
So,
but that's what everyone knows
Like
it as.
Kleenex.
All right.
The radio flyer was filled
With toothpaste.
but like the good toothpaste, because like
Yeah.
the Sensodyne.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I use.
Oh, I love that stuff. I rub it on
it's good for your
everything. Yeah,
gums.
because it gives you numbness. I rub it everywhere.
I think,
Oh,
I
doesn't
think you
give
can
you
put
numbness.
toothpaste on poison ivy. I'm
Stop
not
it.
joking. I'm
Are
not
you
joking.
serious?
I think that's something
Leah's
you
going to
can
go home and put it on her crotch.
Maybe that's what was wrong with
Yeah.
this guy.
You need a minty fresh vagina is what you need.
do. She has 2 toothbrushes.
Are you a Costco or a Sam's Club guy?
I'm Costco. all the
You're
way.
Costco? Okay.
Kirkland, man. Lay it on me.
All right.
Kirkland.
Well, I'm not sure
I
that
have
Costco.
Kirkland pants.
I know you do, and Kirkland underwear and Kirkland socks, and
Oh,
you're the
I have
Kirkland guy.
Kirkland seltzer. Kirkland.
Those aren't bad. Sam's Club, though, I saw this. They're selling a plant that stops snoring, or at least that's what they're claiming to do. If you are searching for a plant that is going to help you stop snoring, you may want to see a doctor, and you may want to see our friend, Dr. Swardlin at Sinus and Snoring MD. Don't be afraid of it. Minimally invasive treatments that Dr. Swardlin can do for you, and it could potentially eliminate snoring in just a few visits. Again, minimal downtime and discomfort. Don't go to Sam's Club and buy this plant. Schedule an appointment.
Actually, the only thing that's covered by insurance is Walmart.
Is the Walmart
Yeah.
the Walmart plant
If
that
you
they
have
have?
dental problems, they give you a hockey skate. Have at it, buddy.
Snoring is going to affect your quality of life, whether you realize it now or later on down the road, and let Dr. Swardlin help you regain that quality of life. Schedule your appointment today. 4 different locations: Kenosha, Oak Creek, Mount Prospect, and Lombard. And you can schedule the appointment at sinusandsnoringmd.com.
We're talking here. That's the Rainmakers. The song is about drinking on the job. Leah was the one who was all like, what's in the cooler? Get the cooler out. What's in the cooler? And then she's gone. So let's find out what's in the cooler while she's gone. And then when she comes back, we'll be like, no, we already did it. So Jim is here from Volo Museum in Volo. Finally a reason to slow down on 12 and 120. Is that the intersection, right?
Yeah, 120 and 12.
And then there's that little back road.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Volo Museum, you go by and there's a car out front.
We have the train from the Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
We have a Huey helicopter that was in the Vietnam War. We have a tank. It was basically like a passenger carrier that Princess Di was in.
A what?
A tank.
You're welcome. And then
jeez.
What do you mean Princess Di was in?
She rode in it. It was
a tank?
an English. It was technically a troop transporter, but it looks like a tank.
Yeah.
We have dinosaurs. We have animatronic Ice Age animals, and we have a golden Batmobile.
A golden Batmobile. You didn't bring the golden one.
No, the George Clooney Batmobile.
Wonder Tony Tucky is working there, building displays for you and stuff. One of my favorite people.
Shout out to him because he has 95 Will Rock on all day, every day while they're working.
Up.
Yeah.
So, and he said that they are building for you. You haven't got the hold of the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics yet, but the other place. Can we talk about that? I don't know if it's a secret or something or.
He said
he's building an animatronic set for you.
Yeah, it's for the Rockafire explosion, but we have it, but there's a licensing thing and there's some stuff going on. But
so you can't say
we're going to rebrand it a little bit and put it out. And like the thing, we got our liquor license now, so we can have beer and wine. So we're going to make this like
that's
family
why
beer
I haven't been there
area.
yet. Now I'm going.
Now you can go.
I mean, I go by it a million times. It's got all these things. I'm like, no, liquor license. All right, now we're going. Yeah. So they're gonna have beer and wine, and you can walk around and look at all the stuff. How many cars are there?
There's over 300 collector cars. We have 50 TV movie cars there, and then there's just countless other planes, trains. We have antique trains. Our Titanic Museum just opened. We have a mini golf course opening in 2 weeks. We have a full dinosaur park.
We got to talk about Titanic a little bit more, but before we do that, Leah needs to know what's in the cooler.
So. Side note.
So you have a lot of things. I interrupted you, but there's more. There's just more than cars.
We're doing a ton.
It's
just
multiple days.
This
is you brought in what for Leah in the cooler? She's losing it.
So Modern Day Romeo's collaborated with Crystal Lake Brewing, and we have a beer called Sip Sip Hooray. So we worked with the brewmaster Ryan Clooney. So it's like a Mexican lager. It's like a summer beer.
Yeah.
But it's a lager, and we're going to have it distributed basically everywhere. In 2 weeks, we're going to do a kickoff party. But I wanted to bring it to you guys.
Is this because Mickey Finn's came out with Tom's Irish Goodbye, and you were jealous, and now you have to have your own mind?
I mean, I'm kind of jealous of it too.
You need a beer, right? Yeah. So, and this is something you say in Modern Day Romeo's shows. You say
we've been saying hip hip. It started 20 years ago because I just thought it was a funny thing when you're celebrating. Hey, he's a nice guy. Like, that's so weird. But then it just kind of stuck.
And then people drink.
So yeah, that's just been every time I walk on stage, I say hip hip, and everyone shouts hooray. So that's been our
sip,
kind of
hooray.
Everyone bringing everyone together. So this is called Sip Sip Hooray.
Let's try it and give our honest opinion.
It's a Mexican lager with a dash of German malt. It's delicious.
Look at you with the talking of the beer.
I sat with them and we kind of
that is good. I like this better than Tom's Irish Goodbye.
Oh, bite me. Anyway.
Just saying.
So lighter, easier drinking beer. I had many Irish Goodbyes last night, so I was trying to drink it away at Mickey Finn's.
Easy to drink, hard to put down.
It is good. This is
really good.
Crystal Lake Brewing.
The top of the can smells funny.
Yeah,
that's your breath.
No, it's the top of the can.
Are you gonna have this at Volo?
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have it.
So you can get Modern Day Romeo's beer. Where is it going to be available?
Crystal Lake Brewing makes it, but it'll be distributed everywhere. So
okay, all right.
And then 2 weeks, Father's Day weekend, we're doing a kickoff party, and then it'll be available.
And when does the Volo Museum get this beer and wine license?
In 2 weeks. Oh, it's already there. We're already serving beer, craft cocktails, wine, all kinds of stuff.
Information.
You can do Irish coffees. Yeah. Since you're Irish.
Yeah. All right. Volofun.com or volocars.com. Speaking of cars, the Batmobile is here.
Yeah,
we got to go check that out. And also, we're going to talk about the new Titanic exhibit.
Yes.
And the torture that awaits you at the Volo Museum. It's 11 after 9. It's where you tell us about the weather.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at this picture Jim just posted.
We're not interrupting you.
It's going to be sunny and 90.
Right.
No, Jim was, actually.
All right. Thanks for being a guest, Jim. You're really very helpful for the show. Hold on, I got special music for this. Hold on, I got special music. Yeah. Leah just found out.
Do you know what instrument this is?
It's a theremin.
A Ugandan
didgeridoo. I don't know. Do you?
No, I was
It's a
just curious. I was
flute.
just asking.
I don't know.
I don't think it's a flute.
All right, you don't know. So Leah thought until the other day we had to break it to her that there was no Jack or Rose on the Titanic.
Well, there was Rose's character is based off of a real.
That's made up.
No.
You guys are
No.
you guys are messing. No, there was.
No.
Her Titanic happened. But
Yeah,
Jack and Rose was made up.
Don't tell her how it ends. All right. Don't.
I'm waiting for the second one to come out.
A sequel where they somehow save it at the last moment and
They rise up out.
Jack is on the door and everybody.
No,
can
you
put pictures on.
guys.
No,
Rose
there was
is a
no Jack.
person.
No.
I know there's not a Jack now.
Rose is a person that could have scooted over and let Jack
No.
sit on
Were
the
there
door.
Exactly.
Were there rich old ladies on the boat? Sure. Were there rich young ladies on the boat? Sure. But there was no Rose. No, this is not a Titanic display now without. Sorry, Leah. She's Googling. She's gonna show me.
This is not
She's
true.
gonna- so Titanic did happen, and they have a display now at the Volo Museum. And what I saw online the other day was you have a thing of water where people can stick their hand
It's
in.
28 degrees.
And
is
that
what
was the
water
temperature of the water when people went in. So everybody's like, oh, I would have just lived and waited to get rescued. No, you would die quickly and painfully.
There was actually a guy that was women and children first. So he basically knew he wasn't going to get on a lifeboat. So he drank an entire bottle of whiskey. And he was
Preserve
found
himself.
basically because of his BA level, he was able to survive. He was only one of the only people in the ocean that were alive.
The lesson, boys
because
and
he got
girls,
sauced.
if you're on a sinking ship, get sloppy drunk.
Sloppy drunk.
Done.
Yeah. Leah's like, I was sloppy drunk when I hit the iceberg. I could have blown on the thing and melted it. So what is do you have like a hunk of it or anything?
No,
or do you,
there's
it's
only
just,
so many. There's 5 Titanic museums in the
I've
world.
been to that,
you
and they
can't get you more.
They gave me a person that I was at the beginning of the tour.
Yeah, so we
and
have
at the end, I got to look up what happened to
the
that
fate.
person. Every time I've been there, I've died.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Actually, it was built in Ireland, I think.
Yeah.
Right? That's an Irish thing.
Yeah.
We put almost $5 million into this. So there's
What?
the car. Yeah, it's insane. It starts with like a dock, and there's cars from the museum. So the Heart of the Ocean diamond that's also made up, by the way. But it was based off
big
of
blue diamond in
the
the ocean.
Hope
Leah, don't
Diamond.
go
She's not.
diving for it.
Damn it. That was my weekend plan.
We have the car, the woman that owned the actual Hope Diamond, we have her car. The richest guy, John Astor, that was on the ship, we
Right.
have his 1912 Rolls Royce.
Like that part was true. John Astor was on the ship, and he was there with his very young
18-year-old wife. He was like 50.
bride. Yeah, that was
Yikes.
real.
And
Young single Molly Brown, Kathy Bates' character. She was real. She was really on
real
there.
on there.
Yeah.
but we have the Renault. So the car that Jack and Rose do it in the movie,
Yeah.
there was only 2 of those ever in the world. That car was actually on the ship, but it was in a crate. It wasn't out where you could just go do
So
it.
there's one of those at the bottom of the ocean right
There's
now.
one on the bottom, and we have the other one. It's the only one in
Really?
the world. Yeah.
Wow.
So people on the weekends, you guys should sell where people can come by and have sex in it.
Just do it in the
Steam up the
Titanic
windows.
car.
Do it in the
Put the
Jack
hand on the window.
back seat of the Rose and Jack car. People would pay. There's rich people would be like, all right, done. You take
What
somebody.
haven't I done
What
today?
first time?
Mm.
Where was the first time you and your husband did it? Because the first time was on the hood of a car in some road outside of Lake Geneva.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was in my bedroom.
All right. So yeah. So, but like, where's the first time to be able to say in the
In the
Titanic,
Titanic,
yeah.
Rose, Jack? Rich people pay like $10,000 for that.
Totally.
You'll have to.
That's not a bad idea.
You'll have to get some Clorox wipes and all that.
That's-
But
Yeah, that's gross.
like going to the
Upholstery's not
Sybaris.
that expensive.
it's like going to the Sybaris after
true.
hours at Volo.
Or any hotel.
You're looking at me like I'm joking, but whatever, fine. So what else from Titanic?
So we have those cars there, and then it goes into it's a tribute to the tragedy. So it goes into all the stories of the real people. We have a theater, so you can watch a movie and learn a bunch of really cool facts and really cool stories about the people. And then it goes into the other side where we have slants. The last probably half hour of the ship, every 15 minutes, it would sink and tilt 15 degrees. So we have planks that you can walk up and feel
this
like what
is
it
how
felt
tilty
like.
it was.
Yeah, how tilty
Yeah.
it was.
Here comes the freezing cold water.
Yeah,
and
do you
then-
have that?
There's a lot of we have
You
the
put your
water.
hand, that's what I'm saying. You put your hand,
You
in,
put
the
your hand in the
water
water
and
we
see
try
how
and challenge
long you
to
can
hold it
keep
for a
your
minute.
hand in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have stories on it wasn't random. It wasn't an accident that it was hit by. There was a lot of negligence and
Right.
mistakes that happened.
Oh yeah, it was dumb that all the
So-
people died. They didn't have enough lifeboats because it wasn't going to sink.
They took half the
This is the hubris of man doing us in.
there's more than just the lifeboats. There's a lot of stuff that you can check out that are stories that if little things just
done differently.
Yeah. Just there was keys to a binocular case in the crow's nest. Then the shift changed. The guy left with the key. So if the guy had the binoculars, he would have seen like there's multiple stories. Just
so
like
it was the binocular key guy.
There's a lot of
killed
it
all
was
those
the
people.
Monopoly guy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stories like that. That little things, if that would have happened, all of it would have been avoided.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wings of a butterfly.
Jack and Rose would have still been
That's
here.
not a thing, Leah. We'll rock with Wage War. That is Circle the Drain. Tom and Leah. We'll rock Morning Show. Jim is here from Modern Day Romeos and Volo Museum, and they got their own beer, Modern Day Romeos. It's called Sip Sip Hooray! Big release party coming up. I saw you got Lord Cicero for that from the Star Station Triopathy. So please tell my liege that I am here and guarding his watch to the north, hoping for one day his triumphant return to our the castle in the north for Lord Cicero, but he will be out there broadcasting. I don't know how you got him. That's magical. But a big event for the grand opening of what you're gonna have a what?
No, we were talking about something that already happened.
Lord Cicero was already there. I thought you were having him back out there.
No.
Yeah, for the opening of the Titanic Museum.
Oh, the Titanic Museum.
Yeah, they invited Lord Cicero instead of.
There's a WIIL Rock remote at Volo Museum on June 9th. Did you know about that?
Yeah. Is it what is it? The Summerfest ticket stop, or
Yeah,
is it?
Summerfest
All
ticket
right,
stop.
all right. Well, that'll be. Ask if you can get Lord Cicero for that, even though he's not on the station. I mean,
He will be one day.
You can get him.
He's going to be on every dial.
Yeah. Anyway, so Volo Museum, volofun.com. A lot of other stuff coming up. We want to get outside to see the Batmobile quick here. So a lot of other stuff coming up at the Volo Museum. Can you run some of it down for us? It's all on the website, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's on the website. We have a brand new party room. So for graduation parties, birthday parties, there's really no cooler place to go than Volo Museum. It's something for everybody.
A lot.
We have all-inclusive party packages, so that's definitely something to check out. Mini golf in 2 weeks. We have a 9-hole mini golf course that will be opening. We have beer now. We have concessions. We have a train, antique trains. It's a whole Hollywood train exhibit. So trains from Westworld, Wild Wild West, Lone Ranger, Inception, Unstoppable, Old Brother, Where Art Thou? They're all movie trains that are out there. And then we have a Mopar event coming up this weekend. The stand-up generally comes out after 20 years. We're going to start it up. We're going to have mechanics that are actually working on the Generalees. We have the oldest Generale and 2 screen-used Fast and Furious cars for a big Mopar car show. We're going to have a band and food trucks and all kinds of stuff this Saturday.
You guys should try and get some exhibits and things that will draw people.
Yeah.
I mean,
they draw Tom at
There
least.
should be some things.
At least you.
There should be some things.
Like the guy who officiated my wedding and has not been to Volo Museum yet.
But now they have beer and wine. I'm in. I didn't know. Now it's,
So parties for adults then too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That's very, and you have like a party room and the food and the drinks.
Yep,
And
it's all inclusive. You get a party host. We clean everything up. So you just come out there, eat, and then you get admission to the museum and everything.
Volofun.com. We're going to go outside and see the Batmobile coming up in just a couple of minutes. It is 9:26.
Maybe we could get you out there for like your 60th or something. That's coming up, right?
What's that? Into my good ear, sweetie. She thought Rose and Jack were real in the Titanic. Let's not start throwing shade. You will lose. I have you on so many things.
Whatever.
You have rotten crotch in your household.
I don't though. I was worried.
You were worried about it. Okay, so
because it's so pristine.
Yeah,
pristine vagine.
Yeah.
All right.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Already have.
Pristine vagine with the happy hour news. That's her radio name.
Has to stick.
Tom and Pristine Vagine in the morning.
All right, it's going to be sunny and 90.
And Pristine Vagine in the morning. All right.
Sunny and 90. It's warming up in there. It's 80 in there, out there.
How do you spell vagine?
However you want.
Vagine. Vagine. Put a
Vagine.
little line over the G or something.
Thank you. No, it's warming up out there. I've only had half a beer. It's 80 in Grays Lake, but it's 70 in Waukegan. So nice. That cooler near the lake thing, Tom. It is time.
She's spiraling.
For the 95 Will Rock Happy Hour News. Well, I know that you say, I'm doing this story pretty much for you because you said it was like a love at first sight with Yola, right?
It was. I didn't believe in it.
You didn't believe in it. And
but
maybe
I was immediately like,
you want to buy a house?
Yeah. That's literally how it went. That's literally about how it went.
You want to go out to dinner and maybe buy a house?
No, she was the one. I'm like, we'll go out to dinner. She's like, you want to buy a house? I'm like, okay. Oh, let me sell all my stuff.
I just follow you home.
Where are we going? What are we doing? Mansion, sure. A lot of stairs, but whatever. Go ahead.
According to new research, the average single person needs just 19 minutes to know if they want a second date or not. So 19 minutes, less than 20 minutes to know if you're into the person.
With Leah, it's like, let me see the rashes.
Yeah, let me
if
see
if they're nowhere near the junk, you're good.
As long as it's like, usually it's ankles and
for the
wrists,
ivy.
For the poison ivy.
But if it creeps any further,
I don't want
you
anything
ain't
to
getting
do
that
with you.
stuff near the pristine vagine.
Oh, no, sirree. And it takes a bigger first impression to motivate people as they get older. So what are people looking for in 19 minutes?
When we get older.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know we've
been
higher
through it.
standards.
You know what to look for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
44% of people say physical appearance is important. So Yola obviously had that.
Out of my league.
51% value good manners.
Okay, she has manners.
She has manners.
Yeah.
48% appreciate personality. And 47% want good conversational skills.
That is also the best part.
48% are interested in personality.
Yeah.
You think that'd be a little higher?
It should be higher.
It should be.
She's hot, but she's just an asshole, a monster. She beats nuns and children and kicks dogs, but really sweet butt. Yeah,
the butt.
Look at her. Look at the
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
She kicks dogs.
She hits me with a pole. She's got a metal pipe. But look, check out her rack.
The
though.
waterboarding is aggressive, but man,
look at
her eyes.
Her glutes are incredible. The other day she was tasing me, but geez, she's got cute fingernails.
It's your Verizon.
Ivan.
Jacking off.
Mm.
I've been jacking off. By trough, machine is attached to the bosom, and the lactation is extracted straight into machine for making lattes
So
and
it's
people to drink lattes.
fresh, never frozen.
I ate from breast to hose into latte into mouth for drinking.
I don't see the issue here.
There's no issue. I do not. I said I go to source straight to no machine, manual extraction. Well, with face up against breast. Then I drink coffee. Then back to breast. Then back to coffee.
All right.
Over to breast. Back to coffee. Over to breast. Back to coffee. Switch sides. Next breast. More coffee. Next breast. More coffee.
That's how they do it in your city of Perm.
Cannot afford fancy, expensive machine for the milking of women. It's very expensive.
The craziness started earlier this month when Coffee Smile locations started plastering posters advertising the new ingredients.
Yes, draws us in very much so. Where are breasts? Oh, coffee shop. Okay, we get coffee, we get breasts. Fine. I will drink fancy girl coffee.
It's about $8 a drink.
It's a cheap deal. Yeah. Girl down on corner charges $25, $50 extra for eye contact. Yes. Not the same without eye contact.
The 95 WIIL Rock Morning Show.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
I'm like batteries to power. Turbines to speed. Roger. Let's move out. Here we go. Da 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 da. Through technology, we should be able to. Can't unmute your guest because they chose mute themselves. Leah, you have to unmute the camera somehow. I don't know how to do it. It says they muted themselves. They should be able to hear me now. Leah, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourselves? It's not working. Anyway, we're gonna come back and we'll talk to those guys out at the Batmobile coming up. It says they can't unmute them. See if they're unmuted yet. All right, now add them.
Can you hear me?
Where are they? They're on here. You guys hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we got you. There you are.
Okay.
You're on the Batmobile. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Oh, now I can't hear you.
No, now you should be able to.
Okay.
All right. You got me?
All right.
This is magical.
I got
Leah's
you. Can you
outside.
hear me?
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can hear you. Bob had a baby. It's a boy.
All right. I don't know what that means. Why is it Bob had a baby? It's a boy. What is that from?
It's from a commercial. Never mind.
Okay. All right. Leah's out front at the G spot here at Gurney Mills. The Batmobile is there. Jim from Volo Museum is here. And through the magic of I don't know what the hell's going on electronically, we're able to see on TomTube the Batmobile. Jim, so this is one of how many Batmobiles that they have at the Volo Museum, and how many in the world?
So this one is a replica. We have one of the Barris Batmobiles that's signed by George Barris, who created it, and Adam West. This is just a replica. This is the one I can take out and do stuff with. But it still has a lot of cool features. It shoots flames out of the back. We have a propane burner. It's got an LS Corvette engine in it, so it's got the pipes actually work. So this is fun to drive. It's a lot of fun. If you come closer, I'll show you the toilet plunger.
Oh yeah, let's see the toilet.
Okay, let's see that. They used a toilet plunger in place of a.
So this is the bat phone. They couldn't figure out how to mount it, so this is just a painted toilet plunger that they put on there.
And it's a bat phone on a cord, and it's shaped like a bat or whatever. It does not work.
It doesn't work. The phone doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No.
And
Yeah, we tried to text them earlier.
And you can't clear a toilet with it either. So,
But of all the Batmobiles, this is the most rock and roll because Vince Neil signed it.
Oh, really? Way to wreck a perfectly good
That's
vehicle.
another story for a different time.
Vince Neil's a crazy guy. So coming up, we're going to take a break. Coming up, you and Leah in the Batmobile. Can you do the flames? Can you show us the flames once right now? How do the flames come? You can't do the flames.
It's not safe, Tom.
Really?
I don't trust myself with it.
But you take it out for shows and you
I'll
can
try it.
Flames. Don't let Leah touch any buttons or anything. Is Leah going to drive or is she going to ride shotgun?
I don't know if she can reach the pedals. It's kind of far back.
All right.
But I'll take her for a ride.
I'll sit on a booster.
You guys hop in, fire it up. We got about a 3-minute commercial break, and we come back. Leah, I'm going to wait until after the show, and I'm taking it for Leah live from the Batmobile, driving around Gurney Mills Circle, scaring people. How many people? Everybody waves at you.
Yeah, everyone's got to wave at you, right?
I've seen
Batman mask
on the way here, there was a construction site, and a construction guy was on a tractor, jumped down, and he's like, "Oh, Batmobile!"
Yeah, that's the best. All right, coming back, you'll go out and frighten some people. Go find some evildoers, and we'll do from the Batmobile coming up after the break, okay?
Can I grab my beer?
No, you cannot do a roadie in the Batmobile. It's the Batman.
No fun.
No.
But hauling the kids back and forth to appointments and activities.
All right, are the keys inside?
If only a family vacation wasn't over.
You got them? All right, we're hopping in this bad boy.
Moving a room, it's just making your to-do list longer.
How do I get in? Oh,
A beach vacation is closer than you think. Just a few hours north on the stunning shores of Lake Michigan.
how do I get into this thing?
Fun you're craving at Blue Harbor Resort in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Settle into your lakeside suite.
Jim is
the
such a
flavors of
gentleman.
new restaurants. Relax with a soothing spa treatment or take a break in the sun
Oh,
in the
gosh.
indoor water park. Everything you need for summer fun is a short drive up the shoreline. So what are you waiting for? Add Blue Harbor Resort to your list to reconnect with the family. Sand between your toes and the warm sun on your back, while the kids build sandcastles and memories to last a lifetime. Find out for yourself why it's better at the Blue Harbor Resort.
It's the Memorial Day sales event at Ray Chevrolet. Shop one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories and find below MSRP on all new Chevrolets. Plus, get 0% financing for 84 months. Or take home a new Chevy Silverado for only $388 a month. Visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. Find new roads. On select models offers to qualified buyers 24 months.
I feel like-
License and doc fee,
Ready?
$0 security deposit.
Should we do it from there?
And signing $10K a mile per year savings based off MSRP. Offer expires 5/31/2023. Tom Keefe here for Omaha Steaks. I was recently asked, what do you want for Father's Day? And I said, not stuff. I want an experience. I want Omaha Steaks. Head over
We're
to
going to
Omaha
drive in it, or we're just going
and
to
use
start
our
it?
promo code
No, I guess so.
WIIL at
Would that
checkout
work
to get
if we drive?
$30 off your qualifying order. Minimum orders required. See site for details. And don't forget to save room for dessert for those caramel apple tartlets. Whether he's your father, father-in-law, or father figure, he's the guy who was always ready to step up when you needed him most. This Father's Day, show him the love with the only
We're in a
gift
parade.
as unforgettable as he is.
It was like
Mouth-watering
4th of July.
perfection
It was
of
magnet.
Omaha Steaks.
We're just
From
going through and
perfectly
just
aged
everything
oats
is
to
being
tender
flatter and
steaks and
pulling all
hand
the
gift
food in.
packages. Omaha Steaks makes it easy to give Dad what he really wants. Order today.
Yeah,
Get $30 off with promo code WIIL
Yeah.
at checkout. And every purchase is backed by their unconditional money-back guarantee. Go to omahasteaks.com
What's up?
and don't forget, use promo code
he's,
WIIL at checkout.
Yeah.
That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code
He's famous.
WIIL at checkout.
Save big money on everything at Menards.
Yeah,
Add
most of
style
it is
and security.
they're workable,
with
but they're just
Schlage
props.
lock
Oh,
sets.
actually,
With Schlag's wide
just
selection of
next
smart
month.
locks
Smoke
and keyless
screen.
entry
Yeah.
locks, there's no
We have
more hiding keys under
the
the
back has a
doormat or
propane
losing
connection,
track
so
of
it keeps
copies.
flames out of
Right
the
now, the
out of the back.
Schlage
That's pretty much
Camelot
it.
You won't let me
electronic
do it,
deadbolt
though.
is $109.99 after rebate. Good through June 4th. Savings are mail and rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store
Everywhere you drive this
details.
thing.
What's up?
It's everywhere you drive this thing. It's just
Listen to this
God.
it's so fun.
anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new
Yeah,
audio
so we have
home for all the music, news,
Instagram?
sports, and
I don't know if I got
podcasts
the one
that
one.
matter to
you
you.
don't get full.
Odyssey.
Oh,
That's
we're all grandfathers here, right?
AUTACY.
Is it about the way now?
Go.
Atomic batteries to power.
Turbines to speed. Roger. Move out. All right. Leah is in the Batmobile with Jim, getting ready to drive around Gurney Mills Circle here at not a mall.
It's not a mall.
You ready to go? Like,
Yeah,
is
let's
this
start it
a
up.
regular car to drive, Jim? Is it manual? Is it automatic? What is it?
This one's automatic.
Really?
It's a replica, so it's just easier to drive.
All right. And what's the handle between you guys? There's a handle between them hanging from the ceiling. Is that an eject?
It's the emergency
That turn.
bat turn. I just turned it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it actually do anything, or is it just for show?
This is just for show. In the actual TV show, if you pulled it, it would do a 180 right off the bat, which
We'll
is
do like a
physically
10.
impossible.
All right.
I feel like that was a really dumb feature for them. But we do have parachutes on the back of this car. Oil slicks work.
They don't.
When George Barris made the car, he used lawn sprinklers to distribute the oil because there was no CGI back then.
But it wasn't.
And then
oil.
there was
What
like the
is it?
jacks that they would release too.
What'd you say, Tom?
Does the stuff actually come out of there when you do it? No, it doesn't actually work, does it?
Nothing comes out of it. Okay.
There's a propane connection, so flames shoot out of the back. That's the only thing we have hooked up. The smoke and the oil slicks and the jacks all.
Does it got a big beefy motor, or is it like?
Yeah, it's an LS1.
yeah.
Yeah, so we can go.
You hear that, baby?
The door just flew open. Does it have bat latches on the door to keep the door shut?
Bat latches, door shut.
Bat latches. Yeah, I forgot to bat latch.
So are you seeing? Are there people? Are there any people? I want to find people and scare people with this thing.
We already had someone come up to us.
Yeah. Go find some crime. If you could go just a few miles east, over by Leah's house, and there'll be some crime. Go over there and.
We got a thumbs up.
We
got a random person approval.
Yeah. You ever go up to people and go, "Hello, citizen. What are you doing?" Is it fun, Leah? Riding around? Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah. Does the fire extinguisher work? Does the bat extinguisher work?
Woo!
There they go. Around Gurney Mills Circle in the Batmobile. Leah's living her best life. Tall drink of water, driving around in the Batmobile at Gurney Mill. Yeah. There we
I
go.
never thought.
It's a dream come true.
It really is. And I get Jim, too.
Yeah. Well, he's Batman, and are you Batgirl, or no? That would be
Not
creepy.
Robin.
You're Catwoman. You should have worn vinyl today. All right. There we go. All right, they're driving around Gurney Mills Circle. Come on back in when you're done playing around, okay, Leah?
All right, I'm ready for my beer, so.
Passing entrance G right there at Gurney Mills Circle. That is the actual Batmobile. We'll get them back in here. Go to volofun.com and you can watch the video right now. They're still cruising around out there. 95 WIIL Rock.
I can't hear what you saying.
Yeah, he went to commercials or song maybe.
Was it everything you had hoped and dreamed?
And
it would
more.
Be? Yeah.
Everything and more,
Yeah.
honestly.
All right. People are all looking at you, having fun, all of that stuff, right?
We had
Like
multiple people stop
everybody
us.
waves at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. Because who doesn't want to see the Batmobile?
It's like a constant parade.
So you get to take out all the cars there from the Volo Museum, right? And do like parades. And I sent him a message the other day and I said, if you need anybody to take out any of these vehicles or whatever.
We have a 2-story shopping cart, hot rod.
That's what you have somebody load up for a parade.
Ecto one. Yeah, we have a bunch of.
Are they all street legal or do you have to like tow them to parades or trailer them?
No, they're not.
No.
But who's going to pull over Batman?
Right. And there are seatbelts. I wear my seatbelt.
It's a pretty ballsy cop to pull over Batman, why I'm pulling you over? Because you're an evildoer, citizen. Who would stop at? Do you have the bat costume? Do you have the whole thing?
I have the bat. I do.
How do
have
they
the
make
bat
one
costume.
your size? You're 6'8".
It doesn't fit well.
No.
I mean, it's spandex, so it doesn't fit well anyways, but it also doesn't fit well.
I've never worn, so I'll take your word for it. And how many? So, like, what's your favorite one to take out? Like, if you only get to take one out to try and, be like, hey,
the Batmobile's the most fun.
Yeah.
I take the Ecto one out, the Ghostbuster one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a fun one too.
Yeah.
It's just a boat. It's huge. But
and how many of those are? Where'd you get that one?
That is actually a studio replica. It was a screen used one. They only had 2 Ecto ones for all the movies. So this one is built. Those cars were really rare. It was like a hearse ambulance. It was both. It was like a hybrid.
Yeah.
And they only made like 500 ever. And that was back in the 50s.
Used in the new movie?
Yeah.
That
So
they used
they
because they're
refurbished
making
it for the
another
new
one.
movie.
They're making a sequel to the new movie with the kids in it. Are they gonna? Do they call you and go, "Hey, can we borrow that for a couple of weeks?" Or?
That the Ecto no, but Stephen King, we have Christine.
Yeah.
And he likes to put Easter eggs in his movies. So he borrowed our Christine car for a movie called 11/22/63.
Yeah.
And then we have the actual Grease Lightning car from the movie Grease, and the Glee show when they did the Grease episode.
They
borrowed our
it,
car,
yeah.
and we just got a Duesenberg, those like amazing $500,000 cars. Brad Pitt had a movie called Babylon that just came out in December, and Paramount Picture showed all of the Duesenbergs to Brad Pitt, and he chose this
They wanted to
Duesenberg.
use
So we
that
just
one.
got it back from Brad Pitt. So this
Wow.
so the studios, they
Do you have
Brian
a
Graham's-
number like you call them?
Yeah,
like, hey,
we
Brad,
were
can I get the
down all the
car?
time.
We go now. Tall drink of water gets cast aside,
Yeah.
just like you did everybody else
Jeez.
when Jim got here.
That was quick. Oh, I get it now. Bam, bam. I'm done.
All
One,
these
two, I'm out.
vehicles available in Volo at the Volo Museum, Volo Cars or VoloFun.com. Open every day from
10 to 6 every day, 10 to 7 on Saturday.
and it takes a couple days to get through. You have a special pass. Where
We have a
people go
combo
2 days.
pass you can get. It's basically for like $5 or $6 more. You can go
Yeah.
all day and then come back the next day for free.
And you have beer and wine now, so I
Yeah.
will finally, after all
Finally
these
go.
years, what it is. It's what it is. So thank you for coming in today. I want to go for riding the Batmobile after we get off the air.
Yes.
She doesn't get all the fun. And then I want to borrow some of these cars for the weekend. And
You're going to be what?
Yeah. Yeah. How did you get moist? She got up moist going for a ride in the
because
Batmobile.
because it's black, and then the interior is also black, and it is 80 at least out there right now, and it is hot.
So hot vinyl moistens you?
Well,
Because hot vinyl moistens me too. That's my Catwoman thing. Yeah.
no, I'm sweating. I am
okay.
sweating.
Yeah, Catwoman makes me sweat too. So, all right. Thank you, Jimmy.
No, 1 second. Jimmy had one more thing.
What is the other thing?
I'm chairing a new festival called the B4 Summer Festival.
I saw that. You ripped off my idea. I've been pitching B-Fest in our promotions meetings for like 10 years. Beer, bacon, bands, bourbon, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been pitching that in our promotions meetings for a decade. They've never done it. And then you guys do this. I'm like, mother.
Well,
we do-
jump
and
on.
This is a brilliant festival.
It's technically the weekend before summer officially
Yeah,
starts.
yeah,
So it's kind of a play with all the bees,
Yeah.
and it's before summer actually starts. So
Brilliant.
Modern
the
Day Romeo,
B4s gonna
Seventh
be
Heaven,
there?
Serendipity. We're going to have 9 food trucks, 5 brewers. We're going to have a bourbon tasting. All of this benefits 4 local nonprofits. So it's all based. I'm part of the Chain of Lakes Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
So we're putting on this festival, and it's basically going to benefit 4 nonprofits and a scholarship
Cool.
from the chamber.
And when is it?
It's June 10th, Saturday, June 10th at
Where?
the Richardson Adventure Farm in Spring
Okay.
Grove.
All right.
So
all
there's kids activities. They're going to have like little zip lines and slides and pedal cars and jumping pillows. So there's stuff for kids to do too. It's a really cool location for a festival.
You should-
It's June 10th.
June 10th. Put it on your calendar.
Saturday.
Send me the flyer. We'll put it on the hometown update page.
Awesome.
'Cause,
Thank you.
it's for charity. So
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. Jim from Modern Day Romeos, Jim and Justin, and of course the Volo Museum. Show notes from today: Sex and Ivy,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
Leah
two of
trying,
you not go
Vagine.
together.
Leah trying to protect
where's
her
my
pristine
pristine
vagine. I guess I gotta put that down in notes. I'm sorry. She wants that bit on the weekend rewind. So everybody knows she has a pristine.
Oh, everyone knows. I mean,
don't know
no,
how
they
to
don't.
spell vagine. How do you spell everyone knows. Her vagine brings her pristine vagine brings all the boys to the yard. Let's see what else. Snorkeling with Leah, spelling words, and Fatty of the Flight started out our show this morning. Good show.
That was a good show.
Come
what about the peace guy?
I don't know.
Peace
Peace
in Central Japan.
Okay.
Peace in Central
Parts
Japan.
of the show that I was here for that I don't even remember.
Hey, you said that you wrote it down.
It probably had a different name. I don't know what I named this crap. This is just so I got something for the stupid weekend rewind. You guys are too much. Anywho, it's 9:57.
Hot.
There you go. Thanks to Jim from Volo Museum, volofun.com for joining us today. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Thanks, Jim.
You got any MDR shows this weekend or anything? Or
We're playing at Gilbert's Community Fest, and then we're playing B4 Summer Festival on June 10th
There you go.
at Richardson Adventure.
Gilbert's Community Fest. It's not Iowa, but you can smell it from there. All right. Thank you for coming in today.
Thanks.
All right, we're going to get out of here. Back tomorrow, bright and early, 5 until 10. The delightful Jen Mar coming in next. You have a good day. 95 WIIL Rock, the Rock Station.